Before a couple of days, I realized there were 152 million child laborers in the world, according to International Labour Organization, of which 730 million were in hazardous work. This ratio is 11% of the global population of children. It's a dramatically immense population, isn't it? Almost half of the population is between 5 and 11 years old. On the other hand, only 24% of children laborers work legally in terms of the age established by ILO convention. While I was analyzing the report, the child labor report in Bangladesh pulled my attention. I noticed some fashion brands like H&M, Zara, Gap and Marks and Spencer, etc., have been meeting the part of the production by this region, which means these brands, directly or indirectly, contribute to increasing child labor. These brands are also brands that I constantly consume their products, which is why I must feel profound responsibility for child labor. In Bangladesh, the law states that the employment of the children below the age of 14 are prohibited from working, despite institutional barriers that are meant to protect against this. 13.4% of children between the age of 5 and 14 are still employed. Look at this video.
13-year-old Dulal is one of the oldest children working in this clothing factory. Even though child labor is illegal, it's still common in Bangladesh. He doesn't feel exploited. He says he's lucky to have a regular job. He works into the night making t-shirts that will sell for $20 in the United States. That's how much he makes in a month. Like most textile workers, he lives in the city's slum. His mother and sister also work in garment factories. Together, they make $100 a month. Even in a poor country like Bangladesh, that's not enough to make ends meet. So the family eats less to save money.
We share a piece of fish maybe once a month. Every day we have the same lunch, rice and lentils.
Despite the global economic crisis, H&M, Zara and Walmart continue to make substantial profits. They all source their clothes here.
Clothing brands say it's because Bangladesh offers the most competitive price in the world. No other country can produce as much clothes at such low costs. And that's because the wages of these workers are so low.
$36 a month is the minimum wage. Many workers are fed up with being taken advantage of. Few dare to speak out.
Then I decided to do something to decrease my demand for clothing and fulfill the conscientious responsibility to cover my harm. After my decision, I have learned stitching to maintain my clothes. Then I started sewing my clothes by a sewing machine. After I realized that the shortest program in the washing machine is a sufficient path to keep clothes maintained, and a good way to provide savings by consuming less water, time, and electricity. Lastly, I found an opportunity to meet with the Secretary General of Istanbul Bilgi University, who has created and led tons of projects in terms of social and conscientious responsibility. She shared her experiences that made my horizon wider.
Bu toplum içerisinde, bu dünyada yaşıyorsak ve dünyamıza ve hani tüm insanlığa büyük bir zarar veriyorsan, aslında bu senin bir insan olarak borcun. Genelde böyle bir sosyal dayanışma ortamında yer alan kişiler yardım ediyorum kelimesini kullanır ama bu bir yardım değildir. Eğer biz işte Bangladeş'te nasıl bir üretim hattından geçtiğini bilmediğimiz veya çocuk işçilerin sömürüldüğü bir yerden tişört alıyorsak, işte iPhone kullanıyorsak, karbon salımına katkıda bulunuyorsak, bu dünya için bir şeyler yapmak bizim borcumuz. Ve bunun borcumuz olduğunu bu süreç içerisinde biz de keşfettik. Bir şeyi değiştirebilsen ya da bir kişi de farkındalık yaratabilsen, bu bir kelebek etkisi de yaratıyor. İşte hani bir yandan şöyle bir söz de vardır. Dünyanın bir yerinde bir kelebek kanat çırparsa diğer tarafında kasırga olur diye. Dolayısıyla ben her şeyin birbirini tetiklediğini ve her şeyin birbiriyle etkileşim içerisinde olduğunu düşünüyorum.
In fact, I know I cannot affect the decrease in demand for the child labor. However, I can fulfill social and conscientious responsibility, create awareness, and decrease my harm to the world. If I represent a spinner by an idea, I can spin a spinner.